Today I am sharing what I wore in Montana this July. Leading up to our camping trip to Montana, I was so unsure of what to wear. And now that we're back, I have made a packing list for you so you will know what to wear in Montana during the summer. For our trip, we stayed in the Big Sky Resort area. We visited Yellowstone, but no Kevin Costner. And then we rented an RV and camped along the Flathead Lake and outside of Glacier National Park. So this packing list is what I wore to those parts of Montana in the summer. I will also throw in some bonus travel tips if you are camping or just visiting Montana in July or any other time in the summer. And I will share what my husband wished he would have packed at the end of this video. You are going to need clothes for a warm summer day or a cool summer day, as well as for a cold morning. To me, that sounded like a lot of outfits to have to pack in a carry-on suitcase. But now that I've been to Montana, I can tell you what you need to pack in the summer. A tip is to check the weather before you pack. If you like this video, be sure to hit subscribe and leave me a comment to introduce yourself. I'm a pilot wife and I YouTube tips to help you travel the globe without a worry in the world. I will show you the bottom pieces of my travel outfits through Montana, and I'm going to show you what tops I wore with those bottom pieces, but I'm breaking them into layers. I wore jeans on the airplane with my hiking boots, and I did not use hiking boots just for hiking, and I'll talk about that later, but I also wore it with a green top, and then in my weekender bag or my personal item bag is where I packed a thin sweatshirt that would go on top of that green tee if I got cold in the airplane or while I was in Montana. So that sweatshirt is in my travel bag and not packed in my carry-on suitcase, leaving me more space. When you pack for Montana, you're going to want a base layer of a t-shirt, a short sleeve t-shirt, because it is mostly sunny in July, especially in Montana. And this is an old one from Walmart with the Danskin brand. It does not cling. It is that slick, moisture wicking fabric that is great for just wearing with a pair of jeans or shorts or athletic shorts. I also packed a good graphic t-shirt, and I wore that with a thin jacket. This is an old thin jacket, and it does give me some warmth, but I only wore these two pieces one day when we were driving to our next location. So I could have done without this t-shirt and without one of my layers that goes on top of my t-shirt. I went to a couple of sporting goods stores before our trip, and I just did not know what I was looking for, but I knew I needed t-shirts. Well, I didn't really need t-shirts, but I wanted to buy something. And some of them are too thick and they're heavy cotton, and some of them are way too thin and see-through. I felt like Goldilocks looking for the perfect outdoors t-shirt. I know in Academy, their Adidas t-shirts are made with 100% cotton, and they are not thick. They're thin enough, but not see-through, and they hang loosely. They don't cling to your body. And I found that the fabric is very tricky, so check the fabric before you get the t-shirt. Zella is another brand that has very high quality. It's a Nordstrom brand, and I have two pairs of leggings. Well, they're compression leggings, and I know that they are high quality. So this winter I bought an exercise shirt, and you can see it's not slicky material, it's not cotton, but it can pass as a nicer shirt. If I wore it with a pair of black jeans, if you are going to a nice restaurant, it will also look good with khaki shorts. This type of Zella shirt is not too long and it's not too short. It's just right, just like Goldilocks would say. So although my t-shirts are base layers, they can be worn with nicer shorts or gym shorts or jeans or athletic pants. A travel tip for visiting Montana is to wear layers. So when you make your packing list, you're going to think layers, because you will get hot, but you won't stay hot. When you do get hot, you're gonna tie those layers around your waist, and they are not heavy, so they're not gonna weigh you down while you're wearing them until you get cooled off again and need to put it right back on. Another one of my bottom pieces that I got was a brand new pair of leggings by Betsy Johnson. Y'all, the only reason I knew Betsy Johnson was because she's a high fashion designer, and I watched her on Project Runway. So I had to try them on, and these feel like pajama pants that are not fleece, they're not thin, they're not see-through, and they come up almost to my bra strap. They are that high-waisted. She also makes a black and white swirl version of this one that I will also list for you, and black and white will go with almost every color as well. The first day I wore those leggings with a peach shirt that is kind of short, you know, it's just a regular t-shirt. I also wore it with this peach sweatshirt that was long enough over my leggings, and then if I got warm, which I did, I tied it around my waist and it still covers my fine china. Because I checked the weather, I knew that I would be able to wear these leggings with a base t-shirt and a middle layer jacket or sweatshirt. This thin peach sweatshirt is a great layering piece on top of any t-shirt that I might use in Montana. It's not a thick sweatshirt, so it's not going to take up a whole lot of space. Some of the items that I'm going to show you are new, like this sweatshirt, but a lot of them are old items that are in my closet. So I want you to copy my ideas or get inspiration from my ideas and shop your closet, or maybe treat yourself to something that I mentioned. I also packed one of my husband's green t-shirts because I knew that would go with my leggings, and it's super long, just for a great travel day when I knew I would still be a little bit chilly but needed a short sleeve shirt. If you are looking for t-shirts, Athleta makes a great t-shirt that is long. They have all sizes, but for taller people, the Athleta tee is great. I don't think they have the navy one anymore, but look how great it looks over my leggings. And then a longer layer on top of that, or a thicker layer on top of that if it got cold. And then I have a green sweatshirt that I got from Academy. It's super thin for the middle layer on top of the t-shirt. And it's just this green, muted green sweatshirt that is long enough for me to wear with leggings. And by the way, I'm 5'8". And then I also wore this thin sweatshirt over a t-shirt when we went to dinner. And when I went out to dinner, I wore my hiking shoes. And you may think that wearing hiking shoes to a restaurant is not nice enough, but almost every person I saw was wearing this type of hiking shoe, because I think it's because of the rain and the snow that they have just finished plowing aside in May and June, that there's a lot of gravel and dirt, and so it just gets tracked onto your shoes, and it's less slippery. You're also going to want these shoes if it rained during the night or if it rains during the day. Because of all that gravel and dirt that is around the towns you're going to be visiting in Montana, you're going to want this type of shoe. I hiked 4 miles in these shoes. And one of the reasons we like Merrell is because they are like tennis shoes on the inside. They're so supportive and their arch support is fantastic, but highly recommend those. Right after I bought those, they came out with some that have a light blue accent color instead of the red, which I would have preferred, but these are going to be fine for my needs. I also packed these sandals by Merrell, and they are very supportive and they have a high arch. I probably wore these 3 afternoons. I mostly wore my hiking shoes and my tennis shoes. I do have a video you might be interested in that has a lot of travel shoes, and the comments are amazing to give you a list, an epic list of shoes for all kinds of weather in all different places in our world. I also now, after watching the rafting company gals, I also want Chacos. They look so comfortable and supportive for being outside in the summer. Most of our trip to Montana was going to be camping, so I knew that I didn't need any cute boots or booties, but that is an idea of things to wear that you can wear with jeans. And here's a pair that I have. They are zip up, which is one of my travel tips. When you were thinking about that second layer that goes on top of your base t-shirt, think thin, like I said, because yes, you want to tie them around your waist if you're wearing leggings or if you get hot, but when I went hiking, you'll see that I have 2 layers on. I have the thin sweatshirt, and then I have my outer coat tied around my waist. And because they're thin layers, they don't weigh you down and they don't weigh down your outfit. So you're gonna pack t-shirts, you're gonna pack this middle layer of a thin hoodie, a thin sweatshirt, or a thin jacket. But a travel tip for Montana is remember that even though in the weather you may see that the low that night is gonna be 37 degrees or 44 degrees, you're not going to feel those temperatures until after you've probably gone to bed and are warm under your covers. So for instance, we went stargazing inside Glacier National Park. So we got there around 9:30 and I was fine with just a t-shirt and jeans and my hiking shoes, and then my jacket or my coat tied around my waist, and I didn't even put it on until almost 10:30. And then by then you're making your way back to your campsite or your hotel, and then the temperatures are fine. For when it got cold, I wanted that outer layer of outerwear for winter type temperatures. This is my third layer, my outerwear coat that I wore. And you'll notice it's fleece with a part that is water resistant. It's really dry usually in July. But if you have a jacket that is water resistant, that is really a thick outer layer, but thin enough to tie around your waist in the afternoon or at night, just pack that. Here are my two shorts that I brought to wear, like if we were going to a cute place for lunch or something that I could wear with my sandals or my tennis shoes with a t-shirt or an exercise shirt. And I really think you'll be good with one pair of shorts and then making all the t-shirts be able to match with those shorts if it's super warm most of the days. Like I said, I only wore these maybe once or twice during the afternoon time. The sun in Montana in the summer is intense, but as soon as you get into the shade, it gets chilly for some reason. I did pack one pair of athletic shorts and I wore them because I did not take a swimsuit. So I don't know if you really need that or not. To sleep in, I had a pair of shorts and a t-shirt and then like a fleece blanket, and we opened up a sleeping bag on top of us and we were fine. We did not even use our heater any of the nights. So that's just a reminder to know that it's not as cold when you first go to sleep, but it's colder in the morning when you do wake up. And that's why I'm glad I packed some joggers. You can get these anywhere. It's good to just throw them on in the morning while you're having your coffee outside in front of those huge mountains and the beautiful scenery all around Montana. You can also see that I wore them one morning to take a walk around the campground with my pajama t-shirt and my joggers. And I did have on that top layer, but in the sun I got hot, and as soon as I got in the shade, I was chilly again. I also packed a thin, cheap pair of flip-flops. You can even toss them when you're done with your trips. You don't have to pack them, but a packing travel hack is to pack them in the little groove where your suitcase handles go into your suitcase. That you can put it in there, but I just packed mine in the outer flap with my sandals. Montana has many pull-offs, if you've seen that in your research. They're little parking lot areas with no parking space designators, but people just pull off on the side of the road and you can just step over and walk in the creek. Or there are pebble beaches. They're not sand beaches to the river or the creek. So you can just stop and get in the water and just dip your toes in a lot of places. So you might want to have that pair of flip-flops in your car while you're wearing your tennis shoes or your hiking shoes or your sandals. All right, here's a story of two things that my husband wished about packing for Montana. Since he was carrying our keys, the cell phone, and his wallet, he wished that he had packed more of those slick type fishing gear shorts that have belt loops. So you can wear a belt to hold up your shorts. He packed 2 pairs of gym shorts and he ended up wearing those more, but they kept sliding down. So I will list a few of those pairs. They also make hiking pants or slick type pants that will cut off or tear off so that you can have shorts, but it's just a little more high maintenance to pack those in your backpack when you're hiking. My husband also did not have any room in his suitcase or his backpack for sneakers. So he wore his hiking shoes with his gym shorts. I'll link some from Academy below in the description box. So for men, you may just want to pack 1 pair of gym shorts and then 2 pairs of the slicky type fabric shorts, and then don't even worry about bringing your tennis shoes. And that way they'll look all right and it'll be more practical for carrying all that you have to carry. Let me know if this is your first trip to Montana in the summer, and list in the comments anything that you thought of that you really need to pack when you're traveling to Montana in the summer. Thanks for visiting our worldwide community. Don't forget to introduce yourself.